Hello folks, it's AppFielder and welcome to this tutorial. And today's tutorial is for this villager farm, which is fully automated, so you can just AFK this and it will provide you with all the potato, carrot, beetroot and bread that you need in Minecraft. It's also really simple to build. It uses absolutely no redstone. It uses just one villager in the center here and then a villager for each of the pods. You can have all the different crops in here if you want, or you can have just one of the types of crop. The only thing it won't work with is wheat, and that's because the mechanics for wheat are slightly different and you really need rails under the farm for that. But if you want a wheat farm, I have done a tutorial on that and the link will be down in the description. This farm has been tested on 1.16.1. so it should work on that for you folks. There's no reason why it wouldn't work on 1.16 or below as well, but I haven't tested it, so yeah, 1.16.1 it'll definitely work. Okay, but the first thing I want to do now is talk about the mechanics of this villager farm. If you're not interested in that, you just want to get on with building it, that's fine. In the description will be the timestamp of where the block by block tutorial begins. And if you're still with me, let's talk about the mechanics. So yeah, we have this villager in the center here, and then we have all the villagers in the farm around him. Now what happens is the farmer villagers, the ones in these pods, will harvest the crops, they will grow the crops and what have you. They will then see their mate in the middle there is a bit hungry, he's got nothing to eat. So towards the end of the day, they don't seem to do this during the day, they do it after the day has done, and we'll talk about that in a second. They'll wander over and any excess crops they've got that they can share with this guy, they will chuck at him. The trapdoors that are used to not only lock the villager in the middle in place, also prevent him from grabbing the food. So they chuck the food, it hits those doors and falls down into the centre. Mention the fact that these guys only work certain hours of the day and they only work 8 till 4. So that kind of puts one limit on the size of the farm. So if you're thinking, can I build this bigger? The answer is a pretty resounding no. This is already pretty much on the limit of what these guys will harvest in a single working day. So yeah, you're not going to get a lot of benefit from increasing the size of this thing. So that's one thing. The other mechanic that's interesting though is villagers, and certainly farmer villagers, will harvest a square. They will then only look in a kind of circle of 15 squares around them for the next block they break. So if you build these things too big, they're going to have trouble navigating around it and getting to the crops. So yeah, this is a pretty good size for it. I wouldn't bother going much further. Now the next thing you'll note is I have put a roof on one of the pods. And that's just to demonstrate to you how the roof would look. You don't have to put a roof on it, but if you don't and lightning hits these guys, then yeah, you're going to lose the villagers. The other thing that having a roof gives you is you can put these light sources in, and if you do it in the pattern I've done there, it keeps the light levels above 9, which means the crops will continually grow. So I think that's all I need to say about the mechanics of this thing. I think the only thing left to do now is build it. So let's crack on with it. So first things first, the area that you need. This is a 31 by 31 square. If you need to, pause the video now and just count those blocks and you'll see it's 31 by 31. Don't worry about the blocks around the edge, they're just so you can count it nice and easily. I have also marked out that centre block, which is, if you count 16 from one corner and 16 in, you'll get to the centre there. Righto, so like I say, 16 off this centre block, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And then same again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16. Once you have found your centre block, you need to dig a 3 by 3 by 3 hole. So 3 across in both directions and 3 deep as well, like so. Yeah, so like I say, 3 by 3 by 3, and I'll just demonstrate that to you in a second when we get down there, if I can reach those blocks. So yeah, 3 on all sides and then yeah, 3 deep, as you can see. Once you've done that, take your hoppers, place your middle one down into the ground like so, and then all the remaining ones need to filter into that middle one like so. Okay, and I just want to point out while I'm doing this, actually you don't have to do it this way. There's nothing here that will affect the mechanics of the farm. So if 9 hoppers is a little bit expensive for you at the point of the game that you are in, you can replace all these with water streams and you could filter it all down into 1 hopper. That's absolutely valid and you can do that, but just for the ease of this tutorial I've gone for this 9 hopper method just so it's nice and easy for you to follow. Okay, grab a fence post, place that on top of the hopper and then place 2 temporary blocks on top of it. You can knock out the first one, place in a trapdoor on each side of your temporary block, and then you can go ahead and close those, and then you can remove the temporary block, and then yeah, that's where your villager will live when you get him in, and we will do that later on. Next thing we need to do is put in the first bits of glass around this. So place a temporary block, put in 2 high blocks over the top of those corner hoppers like so on all sides. Then we need to put oak trapdoors in between each ones of these, and these will stop the villagers from dropping down into the hole. So when you're done, it should look the same on all 4 sides. This farm is completely and utterly symmetrical, so you should have something that looks like that. Okay, and we're going to do the first one of these pods, so 2 high. It doesn't matter that it's white glass, but we're going to go off 5 on this diagonal, off that center block, so 5 diagonals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 3 straight blocks like this, all 2 high like I say, and then 5 again on the diagonal, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a 3 straight again, and 5 on this side, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then a 3 again, like so, and then this should bring us back to the starting point like so. Okay, and that's how it looks, and like I say, this is symmetrical, so go ahead and do all 4 sides exactly the same, and when you're done it should look like this. Feel free to pause the video and just double check that everything is correct at this point. Like I say, you don't have to use white glass, you can use any block here. I've just used white glass because it looks okay. And yeah, okay, let's crack on. We need to put in the water sources and the composters next. Okay, so find your center block. It's the middle of the 3, knock it out, put your water source in, place a temporary block, and then place a composter over the top, and then a light source over the top. Can be glowstone or whatever. I've used a sea lantern. Okay, and then we need some water sources in the corners, so counting 3, so 1, 2, 3. Knock out that block and put in a water source, and then you just need to replace that block. You need to do the same on all 4 sides, so counting 1, 2, 3. Knock out the block, water source, temporary block, and replace that block in. Same again. Water source, place your block back over it, and 1 final corner, so 3rd one again. Knock it out, put in a water source. And like I say, this farm is 100% symmetrical. So you need to do this for all 4 villager pods. When you're done, it should look like this, and you should just be able to see the water sources in each of these underneath the glass. So go ahead, pause the video if you need to, and get those water sources in and the composters as well. And to be honest, you're pretty much on the home straight now, so you need your hoe. You're going to need to till all the land. The villagers won't do this, so you've got to do this for them. So yeah, go ahead and do all of these now. I'm just going to do the one just to demonstrate what you need to do. And once you've tilled it all, you can go ahead and plant some of the crops that you want to grow. Now, you don't need to fill up each one of these pods. Put in the crop that you want to grow. If you haven't got enough to fill it up, it does not matter. The villager will do it for you eventually. So once you've got the crops in, you can drop that villager in. The only thing I'll say is if you don't fill it up with crops, it will take a while for this farm to get up and running. Once you've got all 4 villagers in, you can go ahead and get your villager in the center here. Now, I appreciate that I am in creative and I'm using spawn eggs. It's really simple. Yeah, I feel your pain in survival. You're going to need to use rails to drop them in there. The one thing I have noticed with this is occasionally the villager doesn't pick up a profession. If that does happen, just break the composter and place it down. Make sure it's the kind of middle of the day, and they should pick up the profession eventually. And the last thing to do is stick the roof on. Now, like I said, this is optional, but you'll lose some efficiency if you don't do it and light it up, and also you run the risk of your villagers being turned into, I want to say witches. I think it's witches. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead, stick a roof on one of these pods, and then I'm going to show you how to light this up so you get good light distribution against all your crops, and that means they'll grow during the night as well. Okay, with the roof on one of these, go to the side where you got 3, count in onto the second block, look up, punch it out, stick your light in. And same on all 4 sides, so second block in, knock it out, put a light source in, second block in, put a light source in, and finally here, second block in, put a light source in. And then on the corners, have a look where your water source is, skip that block on the diagonal and go in one more, so 2 again kind of, but on the diagonal, punch it out, do the diagonal. So find your water source, skip the first diagonal block, then on the second block, stick your light source. Okay, so we'll just do the remaining sides. Okay, 2 in, make sure you've done that. And that's all your light sources in place. So I'm just going to get the time now so it's dark and just demonstrate that the light is above 9. Right, I've got it set to nighttime, and yeah, a couple of the blocks on the left hand side you can see it goes down as low as 9 next to the water sources. But that's the light, everything will grow during the night. So the last thing we've got to do on this farm is just get down to the storage area. And to be honest, storage is kind of up to you how you want to do this. I'm just going to show you how to get down there and stick a chest under that central hopper. So make a note of where your central block is. So yeah, minus 4456. Then you want to come out here somewhere. I just need to get back in creative mode. I just use spectator mode to get out. And you want to dig down 5 blocks. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you can start making your way there. So dig down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And we're just going to dig towards the center now. We need to get to 44, 45, I think, for this particular farm. Minus 45, that is. Okay, there we go. Now we can chuck a right. We should get to our hoppers in a moment. There we go, we're at our hoppers. So the way I've set this up, all I need to do is stick a chest under that central hopper, and I'll start collecting the drops from the farm as they start coming through. Like I say, it is completely up to you. You don't even have to use hoppers if you don't want to, or this many hoppers. You can use water sources and funnel it down and just use the one hopper into like a double chest. Obviously, expand the storage as you want. And that's it, folks. We have 1/4 of it done in the tutorial video. I'm sure you have all 4 quarters done in your video. I'm just up here now while I do this final bit, just so you can see the light pattern again, and hopefully that makes it nice and easy for you. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've built this in your world and it was really easy to follow. If you did enjoy it, hit that like button. If you want to see more of my content, I'm planning on doing more tutorials. I also do Let's Play series. Then hit the subscribe button. I'm also on Twitch 3 nights a week. If you head over to twitch.tv/appfielder, you can see my schedule. Links and all that will be in the descriptions. But for now, folks, that's all I've got time for. I'm Appfielder. Goodbye.